What kind of person keeps loving even when life gives them every reason to stop? The answer is simple: the brave kind. Real strength isn't about being cold or distant. It's about staying connected to the most important thing on earth: love. Some people think love is weak, but that's wrong. True, fearless love is for the strong, not the easily scared. It's not for those who hide behind smart words or put up walls, waiting for everything to be safe. No, love belongs to the brave. Why loving takes courage. To love means to take a chance. It means making yourself open to hurt in a world that often praises people who stay disconnected. To truly love, you give the most powerful force in the world without knowing if you'll get the same love back. This takes incredible courage. More than fighting a war, more strength than having lots of money, and more willpower than just being smart. Many people confuse success with being alone. They think being powerful means no one can touch you. But they don't get that true strength isn't about closing your heart, but about keeping it open even after it's been broken. The bravest people aren't those who try to control others with their ego. They're the ones who choose to love again after someone hurts them, who choose kindness in a world that often values being mean, and who keep trusting others even after being disappointed. Love, a choice, not just a feeling. Love isn't just a feeling, it's a choice. It's a daily practice. It's the highest way we can think. It's the very thing that holds our world together and powers everything that leads to success. Someone can get rich without love, but they'll never feel happy. Someone can become very powerful without love, but they'll feel empty when they get there. It's love, shown through helping others, contributing, and truly connecting, that gives everything we achieve real meaning. Love is power, not weakness. Let's be clear, love is not weakness. It doesn't mean just accepting everything or giving up easily. Real love is the bravest action you can take. It says, even though I've been hurt, I won't hurt others. It says, even though I've been judged, I won't judge. It says, even if the world tells me to get tough, I'll choose to stay gentle inside. That is real power. That is rare. And that is what changes the world. Anyone can shut themselves off. Anyone can build walls. Anyone can live purely from their head. But it takes a true fighter to live from the heart, again and again and again. Many people can't do this because they haven't healed. They've let past pain control who they are. They've let fear control their relationships. They've let logic silence their inner wisdom. But logic alone won't make you truly happy. It can make you smart and help you get ahead, but it can't teach you how to feel truly alive. That's what love does. Loving takes courage. It means letting go of wanting to control everything. It means being open to the chance of loss. It means giving a part of yourself without any guarantee that it will be valued the way you hope. And you have to do it anyway. Because what's the other option? To go through life safe but disconnected? To succeed in business but fail in your heart? To gain everything in the world but lose your ability to care? That's not living, that's just surviving. The bravest among us don't just survive. They give, they feel, they take risks, not foolishly, but with a clear purpose because they understand that every breakthrough, in work, in relationships, or in growing as a person, comes from connection, and connection starts with love. A business built on greed falls apart under pressure. But a business built on helping others from a mission that comes from the heart, that one lasts and becomes a legacy. A leader who uses fear might get people to obey, but a leader who inspires with love earns loyalty that money can't buy. Even in everyday situations, love is the hidden power. When you love your job, you work harder and longer than others. When you love your team, you build a workplace culture that money can't replace. When you love your vision, it becomes impossible to stop. Love isn't a weakness. It makes you stronger. The only reason the world doesn't value it is that it has forgotten what real love is. They confuse it with crushes, fantasies, or needing someone too much. That's not love. Love is a powerful force, a way of being, a decision to help others without expecting anything back. And no one can take it from you unless you give it up. You have to take that power back. You must rise above the hurts, the betrayals, and the old stories that taught you to shut down. This is important because your ability to love decides your ability to lead, to receive good things, and to create. You can't create a lot of good things if you're living in fear. You can't build something that lasts with a closed heart. So yes, loving is risky. Yes, hoping is dangerous. Yes, caring can be expensive. But the cost of not loving is far, far greater. It costs you your very soul. It costs you the moments that truly matter. It costs you the deep joy that achievements alone can't provide. The power of choosing love. Love isn't something you find. It's something you choose. You choose it in your thoughts. You choose it in your daily actions. You choose it when you show kindness instead of anger. You choose it when you forgive instead of holding a grudge. And every time you choose love, you become stronger, not weaker, because you're connecting with what is true. And truth is where all power comes from. No rule for success works without love. Faith needs love. Persistence needs love. Starting new things, being disciplined, using your imagination. All these come from a mind and heart that have decided to care, even when it's tough. The world might tell you to get tough, to compete, to conquer, but I'm telling you, the biggest win you'll ever achieve is winning over your own heart. Keeping it open, keeping it soft, keeping it focused on what truly matters. You don't have to give love the way the world expects, but you absolutely must give it. You must extend it into your work, your goals, your relationships, and your thoughts. Because that energy, that decision, that feeling of belief and giving, that's what brings great things to you. Not luck, not talent, not connections, but alignment. And you can't be in alignment without love. So, when I say the bravest people still choose to love, it's not just a nice thought. It's a smart way to live. Because love will take you further than fear ever could. You might ask, but what if my love isn't returned? And I say to you, whether your love is returned isn't your problem. Expressing it is. Because love given with the expectation of getting something back isn't pure love. It's a deal. And deals are limited. Love, in its purest form, isn't limited by the result. It comes from a deep inner truth. This is why it takes so much courage. Because love comes from within you, and anything given from within has the chance to be misunderstood, misused, or rejected. But the brave person chooses to give it anyway, because they understand that the act of giving itself is the reward, the path to true fulfillment. You see, the person who waits to love until it's completely safe will never know what it truly means to live fully. They might succeed on paper, sure. They might build a big company, win awards, and achieve things others admire. But without love, they'll feel a hollow silence that achievements alone can't fill. And that silence is deafening, because your soul doesn't thrive on applause. It thrives on connection, and connection is impossible without love. So, if you want to walk a higher path to success, not the shallow one, but the deep one, you must learn to lead with love. This isn't just an emotion, it's maturity. This isn't weakness, it's wisdom. An immature person reacts quickly. A wise person responds thoughtfully. An immature person easily gets offended. A wise person tries to understand. An immature person builds walls. A wise person builds bridges. And those bridges are always built with love. It takes strength to love in a world focused on survival. It takes discipline to be kind in a culture obsessed with competition. It takes vision to see people not as threats, but as souls, each with a special purpose. This is why love shouldn't just be felt. It must be chosen, practiced, and made stronger every day. Every day, the world will give you reasons to shut down. Every day, your ego will whisper, "Don't care too much. Don't give too much. Don't show your heart." But if you listen to that voice, you'll lose the very thing that makes you powerful. The truth is, your strength isn't in how much you protect yourself. Your strength is in how much you can love without losing who you are. To love and stay grounded. To give and stay whole. To care and stay calm. That's true inner mastery. And that mastery starts with one simple rule. I will not let the world make me hard. Say it again. I will not let the world make me hard. Because the world isn't your enemy. It's like a mirror. It shows you what you believe. If you believe in fear, you'll see it everywhere. If you believe in not having enough, you'll constantly experience it. If you believe in betrayal, you'll see it even in those trying to help you. But if you believe in love, if you lead with love, then even in tough times, you'll find grace. Because love changes how you see things. It changes how you see yourself, your work, your relationships, and your future. A mind guided by love doesn't panic. It doesn't overreact. It doesn't self-destruct. It acts with calm confidence because love isn't confusing. Love is clear. Love brings order where there was chaos, direction where there was aimlessness, peace where there was pressure. And isn't that what the world needs most? Not more force, but more understanding. Not more noise, but more depth. Not more critics, but more creators who build with kindness, lead with belief, and serve with both passion and gentleness. It's easy to get tough. It's easy to pull away. But the easy path isn't the path of a leader. A leader does what's hard, what's unpopular, what seems wrong at first. A leader chooses love, not because it's easy, but because it works. Because it's the foundation of every rule for success. Love makes your mind bigger, sharpens your spirit, energizes your body, and connects you to divine inspiration. Try to build faith. Without love, it crumbles. Try to develop discipline. Without love, it feels like punishment. Try to keep going. Without love, you burn out. But when love is there, everything grows because love lifts you. Even in arguments, even when things are tough, even when you lose, love lifts. And a person who is lifted by love cannot be held down by fear. You need to understand the main reason for hesitation, putting things off, and insecurity. It's fear. And the cure for fear isn't just logic, it's love. Love for your purpose. Love for your future. Love for the person you're becoming. That kind of love helps you push through challenges. It makes the effort worth it. It makes sacrifices easier to bear. It turns pain into something meaningful because love gives your pain a purpose. And purpose is the most powerful force a human can have. Want to become unshakable? Don't just build discipline, build love. Love for what you do, love for your calling, love for truth, growth, and freedom. Let that love be your fuel. Because motivation will fade, but true love will last. You must wake up every day and choose it. Choose love when it's hard. Choose love when it's quiet. Choose love when your ego says, close up, protect yourself, retreat, refuse. You're not a prisoner. You're not a victim. You are a creator, and creators build from love. Everything I've ever taught about power, success, and purpose comes back to this main idea. What you believe in your heart becomes who you are. And if your heart is full of fear, anger, or pride, you'll create chaos. But if your heart is full of love, clarity, and truth, you'll create order. And order brings success. This isn't just an idea, it's a rule. So don't be fooled by those who say love is weak. They speak from pain, not truth. They speak from their hurts, not wisdom. And they don't know what you now know. That love is the highest form of leadership, the purest source of power, the only real protection against the world's chaos. Choose it, practice it, live in it, and watch as life starts to organize around your inner rhythm. A rhythm not of fear, but of fire and love working together. You're not here to conquer others. You're here to conquer yourself. And the final battle isn't about being strong. It's about being gentle. The gentlest people are often the strongest because they've learned the one truth most never do. You can be gentle without breaking. You can be kind without being weak. You can love without losing power. Love is power, the ultimate understanding, the cost of protection. Now we reach the peak of understanding. You've heard the world say, protect yourself, shield your emotions, harden your spirit so you don't feel the pain of loss or the sting of rejection. But what the world never tells you is the price you pay for that protection. Because when you numb the pain, you also numb the joy. When you shut down your heart to avoid falling, you also shut out the chance to rise. And the person who fears feeling becomes the person who stops growing. There's no greatness without deep experiences. There's no true success without feeling. And there's no full life without love. Now hear me when I say this. If you want to create something lasting, something that gives life to others, something that stays meaningful long after you're gone, you must do it from love. Love isn't weak. Love isn't slow. Love isn't naive. Love is thoughtful. Love is smart. Love is fearless. This is because love demands something very few are willing to give, their whole self. That's why it's rare. That's why it's powerful. And that's why it changes everything it touches. You see, the person who truly loves their work, their people, and their mission is unstoppable. They might fall, but they don't stay down. They might grieve, but they don't become bitter. They might be wounded, but they don't turn cold. Because love gives them a reason to rise again. That is the mark of the brave. The coward runs from love, hides behind logic, and defends their distance. But the brave person opens themselves anyway. They feel deeply. They care fiercely. They speak truth without apology, not to control, but to connect. And connection is what makes life worth living. I've studied the patterns of success for decades. I've interviewed industry leaders, inventors, creators, legends. And do you know what they all had in common? It wasn't just skill. It wasn't just intelligence. It was heart. They loved their work. They loved their vision. They loved humanity enough to serve it with excellence. That's the hidden rule, the force behind achievement that most people miss. You can't build a lasting legacy without love. Because when things get hard, and they will, love is what keeps you from quitting. Not money, not fame, not fear. Only love can hold you through the storm. Only love can remind you why it matters when everything feels like it's falling apart. So let this be your standard. Build from love. Speak from love. Let from love. Because whatever isn't built on love will eventually crumble under the weight of time. And what is built on love cannot be moved. You must train your mind to go back to love when fear tries to take over. You must teach your emotions to stay calm, steady, and generous, even when the world gives you reasons to shut down. Because every time you choose love over fear, you improve yourself. Every time you choose understanding over judgment, you grow. Every time you choose to stay open instead of pulling back, you increase your ability to live life to the fullest. And growth is the goal. Improvement is the path. Love is the engine. You weren't put here just to achieve things. You weren't sent here just to conquer. You were placed here to create. And creation starts with a heart. You are meant for great things. But you must get rid of the emotional baggage. Resentment, fear, pride, comparing yourself to others. All of it must be removed so that love has room to breathe through you, move through you, speak through you. Because when you act from love, your presence changes the atmosphere of a room. Not because of what you say, but because of who you are. People around you feel something they can't explain. And that something is alignment. Love aligns you with your inner self. Love brings your spirit in harmony with your purpose. Love brings clarity to confusion, order to chaos, light to the darkest places. It is the highest feeling in the universe and the most grounded force there is. You don't need to yell when you speak from love. You don't need to prove your worth when you live in love. You don't need to seek approval when your actions come from love. Love already affirms you. That's why the bravest people still choose to love, because they understand that love isn't something you use to get things. It is something you give to become. And when you become a vessel of love, you unlock parts of your mind, your body, your life that were never available when you lived in fear. You become magnetic. You become wise. You become free. So don't push away this message. Don't harden your heart when it starts to feel. That feeling is your power waking up. Let in, let grow, let push you to grow. Because the version of you who can handle the life you truly want isn't tougher. They are truer to themselves. Not louder, but deeper. Not harsh, but rooted in something bigger than themselves. That's love, your final choice. So I leave you with this. You might succeed without love, but it will be an empty victory. You might protect yourself from heartbreak, but you will also protect yourself from amazing breakthroughs. You might choose comfort over true connection, but you will always wonder what could have been. But if you choose to love, if you choose to keep your heart open, if you choose to feel, to forgive, to extend yourself again and again, then your success will not only be real, it will be right. It will fit with your soul. It will help others. It will make you feel truly complete. Because the highest achievement in life isn't money. It isn't status. It isn't admiration. It is the ability to love boldly, live fully, and leave behind something that no amount of time can erase. And that extraordinary journey begins with one simple, yet monumental decision. Choose love every day, especially when it's hardest, because that is what the bravest people do.